Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. Begin with our top stories. The Gabonese president of the Transformation, General Brice Nguema Oligui, is in Cameroon for a one-day official working visit. The military junta arrives here this afternoon through the Simaleng International Airport, received by Prime Minister Joseph Diongute. And chicken vendors and buyers in Douala, Cameroon have expressed concerns over the skyrocketing prices of chicken just a couple of days to end of year festivities. And it is exactly 2 months after hawkers were flushed out from the roadsides by municipal authorities for littering the streets despite repeated warnings and reprisals. The vendors are back on the streets. Those are major stories. We'll be right back. Good evening once more. The Gabonese president of the Transformation, General Brice Nguema Oligui, is in Cameroon for one-day official working visit. The military junta arrived here this afternoon through the Yaoundé Simaleng Airport and was received by Prime Minister Joseph Diongute. More in the following story with our reporter, Hysen Cha.
It was at 12:36 p.m. when the special flight carrying the Gabonese military junta, Brice Oligui Nguema, landed at the tarmac of the Yaoundé Simaleng International Airport this December 6, 2023. The president of the transition, here received by the Cameroonian Prime Minister, Joseph Diongute, flanked by other dignitaries like the Gabonese ambassador to Cameroon. The military general equally went through the tradition of military honors. And at the explanade of the airfield, Gabonese and Cameroonians waited massively to welcome the president, who, despite the heavy downpour, didn't hesitate to warmly communion with them before taking off to town.
And the Gabonese community in Yaoundé warmly welcomed their president's transition, expressing excitement and using the occasion to table their worries. They had a forum of exchange at the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel as one of his major activities in Cameroon. More with Hysen Cha once more.
They massively converged here at the Hilton Hotel in Yaoundé this Wednesday, December 6th. The Gabonese community excited to see their president of the transition in Cameroon for the very first time.
I'm feeling good. We are all feeling good to receive our president here today. It's a pressure for us. That's why we are here.
Je suis d'abord très heureuse qu'il vienne nous visiter ici au Cameroun parce que vous savez c'est pas tout le temps.
With his presence here in the country,
son arrivée
we are so happy.
À l'aide, nous sommes très contents et vraiment ça me fait chaud au cœur.
Most of them students of higher institutions in Cameroon. They use the opportunity to present their challenges and expectations to the military junta during his 24 hours official visit.
I think we have many preoccupations about student state because many students here have maybe many problems. I cannot define all of them, but I think that it's individual and also collective.
Et maintenant, pour ma part, j'aimerais aborder le sujet des bourses.
I will be presenting the problem of scholarship to him. Ever since we got here, after the baccalaureate exams, we wrote to the government while here in Cameroon, but no response. We have to insist on it because it is not easy at all.
Pour que l'ANBG puisse comprendre que nous avons besoin de bourses parce que ce n'est pas facile de vivre ici au Cameroun sans bourse.
Many also urged the general to guarantee a transition with credible elections for lasting peace to reign in their home country, Gabon.
And the Gabonese military junta, General Brice Oligui, has been granted audience by President Paul Biya this Wednesday, December 6, at the Unity Palace. Invited to Cameroon by President Paul Biya, the two leaders had minutes of talks on diplomatic issues as well as political, economic and social concerns of the neighboring countries. The military general will be leaving Yaoundé this evening back to Gabon. And we now take you to the northwest region of Cameroon, where the dry season is gradually making its way in the town of BAMENDA. This comes with dry and cold and clouds of dust developing in the atmosphere. This has pushed the military to come to the rescue of the people through the Army Rescue Unit, which yesterday started watering the dusty roads. More with our northwest correspondent, Annie Collins. Annie.
On many streets in Bamenda, the passing of each car raises a cloud of dust. This is what has been happening for some weeks now, after the rains began bidding farewell to the dry season. With the health hazards imminent, with such dry weather, the Army Rescue Unit has begun dampening the soil. On Tuesday, December 5, road users were surprised to be slowed down by soldiers whose long water pipes secreted the liquid from the huge tanks.
You know, we are in the dry season, and this street is most of the streets that are being used by the population of Bamenda. And you know, with the situation actually, the dust which is too much on the street, we would like want to water the road, which will permit the population of Bamenda to carry on their day-to-day activities without any problem. Those who are moving on foot and even those who are inside their cars. And we want to gain more relationship between the population of Bamenda and they should have more confidence on us.
But for how long can such gesture last, given the intensity of the sun and the busyness of the streets, especially from Gang Junction to City Chems Roundabout and to Ayaba Street, passing through Veterinary Junction?
Intend to water for the beginning. For the first 5 days, we were doing it every day. When the soil must have been humid with the water that we were putting on, then we can be skipping maybe 2 days and water the roads.
Surprisingly, the city mayor was one of those who benefited from a dust-free road on Tuesday morning.
To us, this is the only wing of the military that the city mayor has at his disposal. In the event of a fire disaster, we call them. In the event of any kind of catastrophe, we call them. Like now, we have the case of dust, which is a pollutant. It can have some negative effect on the population.
If the population contemplates celebrating end-of-year feasts in a secured environment, then their health too will depend on how many airborne diseases they will be spared of by this street watering process.
And chicken vendors and buyers in Douala, Cameroon have expressed concerns over the skyrocketing prices of chicken just a couple of days to end-of-year festivities. Gladys Ambodibang visited the markets in Douala and sought to know from some of the chicken vendors why the sale of birds at exorbitant prices. Her story.
From one stall to the other, the prices of chicken are almost the same, varying from 2,500 to 5,000 francs CFA, depending on their weight.
Les prix des poulets varient d'après le poids.
The prices of chicken vary depending on their weight. A chicken that weighs 1.1 kilogram can be sold at 2,500 francs. Now from 1.3 to 1.4 we sell at 3,000 francs, and from 1.7 kilograms to 1.8 we sell at 3,500 francs.
Chicken is very expensive. A 1.6 kilogram chicken costs 3,000 francs. Same quantity which we bought in the past at between 1,500 and 2,000 francs CFA. To eat chicken nowadays is not easy. When we buy chicken from the poultry, transporters demand 50 francs for each chicken to be transported. Imagine transporting about 200 of such chickens. At the Sandaga and Central markets in Douala we visited, vendors blame chicken price hikes on the high cost of raw material.
Le prix des poulets ont augmenté, c'est à partir des matières premières.
The increase in the prices of chicken is as a result of the rising cost of chicken feed. Maize and other derivatives are costly. Transportation too is another factor.
The price of chicken feed has increased. That is why we sell chicken at between 3,700 and 5,000 francs CFA. As the end-of-year festivities approach, vendors have expressed fears the prices of chicken might further increase as a result of limited chicks that were made available recently to poultry farmers.
We have poultry farmers who ordered for chicks that have not been made available until date. That is why we might have limited chicken this end of year.
The prices of chicken have increased, but we have no choice than to buy. That notwithstanding, we wish the prices should drop because times are hard. Consumers wish the harmonized prices as announced in October 2023 by the Cameroon Poultry Interprofessional Association, IPAVIC, could be respected to prevent speculations and permit them enjoy chicken during end-of-year festivities.
And it is exactly 2 months after hawkers were flushed out from the roadsides by municipal authorities for littering the streets of Cameroon's economic hub. Despite repeated warnings and reprisals, the vendors are back. The vendors say they have nowhere else to go to. More with our story with our student journalist on internship, Kizikiga.
In an effort to transform the city of Douala into a cleaner and more organized urban environment, municipal authorities have embarked on a Clean City Crusade as one of the 2023 Sustainable Development Goals. Unregulated street vending and overcrowding is gaining ground in the economic hub, leading to vendors being forcefully chased. With end-of-year activities considered a peak business period, the vendors have resurfaced with a more resistant attitude.
They don't want us to sell, not even at the level of the road, but even up at the parking space. They are still chasing us away, which is bad. It is bad for the government, it's bad for the council to watch Cameroonians suffer at this level. Because to me, this is really, I even feel like crying. If you want to look at the population of Cameroonians doing business, you will see that more than 60 to 70% are at the street level.
Look at the manner in which we are suffering. Since morning, I have not had up to 5,000 francs payback. We struggle. We have gone to school. We have certificates, but no job. Some of the vendors say that they sell like thieves in their own country, as they are always on the alert in case municipal police officers surprise them. They say they sell their goods from their bags. The difficulty to get a shop here is very costly. Ono is a vendor here.
They will not even ask you to pay for a month. They'll be asking for a year or two. You need to pay taxes. You need a capital now to stock the goods. So how do you go by? So now at this level, if nobody likes this country more than another, all of us love this country. And when we're seeing the street clean, we like it. We want to see it clean. We want also to help the government to keep it clean. So now my question is, where does the government want this population to go?
While it is important for local councils to maintain order and ensure public safety, it is equally crucial to recognize the challenges faced by street vendors who rely on their business to make a living. As these vendors are sent away, many find themselves in a state of confusion and uncertainty.
And the coastal town of Cliquez has been grappling with a disturbing surge in insecurity along its beaches, with recurrent cases of theft, assault, and attempted rape reported daily. The problem is believed to be caused by an influx of displaced individuals. Details with our student journalist on internship, Ari Aya.
Cliquez has been facing a wave of insecurity along its beaches for some time. Not a day goes by without a case of theft, assault, or attempted rape.
People find it very difficult. When people come to Cliquez, and some of them, you don't know how the time is. All this time around, there is insecurity because there are armed robbers everywhere. Around the seaside, you see that there's a place that the Chinese wanted to do for the well-being of Cliquez seaside. Then today the place is abandoned. There the armed robber and the smoker of the banga are always be there. So,
at late hours, you hear several cases of rape, assault, and theft. According to the local chief of Wamiye neighborhood, the crisis is as a result of influx of too many people into the touristic town. The massive structure built at the Ngonye beach also facilitates this phenomenon, as it serves as a hiding place for the thugs during the day and at night. The causes of this insecurity in Cliquez is as a result of displaced persons, especially as the problem in Northwest and Southwest intensifies. Most of these youths who come here don't have work. They are forced to engage in theft. That's why insecurity increases every day. The local population calls on the competent authorities to amend this pertinent situation.
In my own way, I'm saying that the government should do something to have at least some case to protect people's goods, their goodness. That is it. So I will be very happy if the insecurity problem run along the sea can be intervened by the forces of the law.
As a population, we are calling on the competent authorities to see if they can ensure security around the beaches. In order to fish out those individuals, we have the right to live in peace. The municipal council and the law enforcement forces are strongly blamed for not stepping up security around those critical areas.
John Bay Pinja, the municipal stadium whose investment rose to towering 1 million francs CFA, abandoned without maintenance. Today it has been a place known to be very dangerous where bandits and drug users hide. Local residents are calling on the attention of municipal authorities. As a student journalist on internship, Kizi Kiga tells us more.
This is the municipal stadium in the outskirts of the town. The stadium was built in 2012 and quickly became a beloved venue for local sports events, concerts, and other community gatherings. Its grandstands once teemed with cheering fans, and the roar of the crowd could be heard from miles away. However, over the years, a combination of financial difficulties, mismanagement, and changing priorities led to the stadium's gradual decline. This stadium is in this state because of a violent wind and thunder some time ago in our locality. It destroyed the zinc. The once large green field is overgrown with weeds, and the seats are tattered and broken. The paint on the walls has faded, the walls broken. Today, the stadium has been transformed into a grazing land for ruminants. People used to come from Lumbanga, Moyoka, and Suza to come watch football here. The stadium have been abandoned, while in those days it was a good place to be. We plead that the new mayor start a new ambience in this stadium and start reconstruction as soon as possible. We are pleading. Local sport teams who are proud to call the stadium their home have become lonely and hope the entertainment returns. The absence of this central gathering place has also impacted the community's sense of unity and pride, as the stadium was not only a venue for sporting events but also a space for cultural celebrations and civic gatherings.
But coming up next is the brief.